when I break it down, right, I break it into different phases. And one of the groups I break it down into like is check ball plays. So like, can you explain like this setup, what's going on? Obviously, GB have their own check ball plays and Latvia and Lithuania. Like, why is this setup effective? Why don't you guys just play, you know, when we're in the park, you have one guy on the wing, another guy on the wing, and you just pass the ball and you just play, right?
Well, yeah, in the park, when we play in the park, though, it's not really 3x3 basketball. 3x3 basketball is a lot more structured. In the park, we play a lot of one-on-one. It's but with 3 people on the court. 3x3 basketball is actually you're using each other to get open or to create an advantage. In Europe, they call it an advantage. So you want to create some sort of advantage and have the defense behind. So like in this situation, I think it'd be good to like play the clips first. But like in this situation, like even from here, like it's a simple. This is the elbow setup. So a lot of people, if you're playing 5-on-5, you'll call this horns. There'll be another person on the other elbow and one person in the opposite corner for me. It's just you don't have those 2 people, so we're just using the 3-man setup. And with a guard at the elbow, so we actually have the 2 biggest guys on the outside and the guard at the elbow, which is like an inverse type of situation, which means you usually want to take advantage of the guard coming off at some type of angle. So in this type of situation, we actually have a play where Dilo will set a pin down for me. So I'm coming off a pin down, going towards the basket. So my defender either has to follow me, which is game over, or if they switch, then I have a mismatch with a smaller guy on me. Or if my defender goes under, then I don't curl, I go straight out to the 3-point line, and I'm a big who can shoot. So it causes a lot of advantages there. The other situation is Hafiz, once he passes the ball to Dilo, he'll screen his own man. In 3-on-3, you screen your own man a lot to create an advantage. So he'll screen his own man, and Dilo will come off a handoff, or some type of pick and roll and create some type of advantage there. I can't remember exactly what happened in this situation.
Yeah, so we'll play the clip.
Yeah.
And maybe after we play the clip, talk about screening your own man. So I know screen my own man, especially when they're switching.
Yeah.
You might want to screen your own man when you're switching. And actually in 5v5, you will probably do that too. But in 3x3, it's probably more important because there's more space, there's more, you can create a bigger advantage.
It's more important.
But again, like we don't, especially here in the UK, we don't talk about like those details.
No. We actually went to a 3x3 camp in Serbia.
Yeah.
So the Serbians, you know, they're the best in the world at the moment, and they train at the 3x3 academy in what's the name of I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the place, but we trained there with the coach, and these are some of the concepts he told us about. Even though the type of screens you set in 3x3, they're a bit different from how you set them in 5-on-5 or whatever. But yeah, let's go on the clip and I'll tell you what's going on.
So I think Dilo gets fouled here. But there's a couple things I see that I'd like you to explain before that next clip plays. So what you immediately see, obviously Hafiz makes some space. But what I see here, so Dilo gets it. First, we have a ball screen to the baseline. Cool. In most instances, that's regular, right? But what we actually see is Dilo give it back and then come back for a handoff. Now, can you talk a little bit about that? Because that happens a lot. Whether it's a rescreen or you come off a screen, you might give it and come back for a handoff. Why do you always, a lot of the time, you see those 2 screens happening?
Because again, the more actions you create, the more difficult it is for, especially with only 2 defenders or with three defenders total, the more difficult it is to play high-level defense consistently. 1 action is easy to guard. 2 actions is more difficult. 3 high-level actions sometimes becomes impossible, and there's going to be a mistake made. So in 3x3, if you don't get a clear advantage or clear shot, you keep going to the actions, and you see her feet to the side. Whenever you're watching good level 3x3, it's usually just 2 people. The same way if you're watching high level 5-on-5, it's usually just 3 people, sometimes 2, right? And that's basketball. Like you're trying to create triangles. So Hafiz is out there spacing, and Dilo and I are trying to create the advantage. So we start off with, I think the first screen was Dilo had the ball and I set up screen for Dilo. There you go. And even before my screen, in 3x3, before you set the screen, you see me attacking my defender.
Yeah.
Because that makes him late. So I probably could have got caught on the moving screen in this one, but I got away with it.
Yeah.
But I got to make contact with my guy. But when Dilo comes off the screen, say that. The mistake he made in that, in 3x3, you never attack the basket. You go horizontal. So when he came off the screen to the corner, he's supposed to actually get towards the corner. If he goes to the corner, he's wide open. So on the first screen, but you see how he goes in a little bit?
Yeah.
That allows his defender to recover. Because we made that mistake, rather than keep dribbling, it's best I kick back now because my defender's low. He kicks it back to me, and we're on the next action. So
okay, I see.
So straight away, these guys they've had to defend the first action, and now we're into the second action. And you got to remember, at this stage, we're not experienced players, so we still don't quite get it right here. So Dilo comes off of it. Now we've got the switch we need. However, we get away. Dilo attacks the big. They call the foul. But if you see, I dive on the smaller man. I have the mismatch. So
really, unless he has a clear drive, that really could have just been you with an easy layup, right?
There you go. And that's why. And that's really why. That was our downfall this summer. Just because in those type of situations, you still have to have the patience to find those easy situations, because without that, it's tough buckets, and tough buckets will get you beat, and you get tired, and that's it really.
What I noticed, especially when you said like Dilo has to go horizontal, is actually this first screen is more a decoy. It's more a setup.
100%.
It's not for him to attack straight away. It's to set up the next action where he can get a clear layup or you can get a clear roll.
Yeah,
but that's really what it is.
Yeah, that's basketball. Basketball is you're setting up. It's very much like boxing. You're setting up the defenders. Like when you first start playing, you think about like, oh, I got to make a move and break my defender to go past them. Like when you really get good, like you study how your defender's playing you, you play towards that, and then you counter with something that they're not expecting.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the first screen is not really. Like, you're not expecting at a high level. You're not expecting to score off it unless it's just really bad defense. But like I said, if Dilo goes to the corner, the big man has got this. He's already moving. The big man's already moved. He's got a decision to make. If Dilo takes one more step to the corner, all the way to the corner, now if his guy's behind him, Dilo can make that shot. He can shoot that. Yeah. I'm popping back. My defender's low, so either I'm going to be wide open, and it's even clearer. Or, we just go into the next action. So that's it pretty much. They play good defense. We got a foul called. Yeah, I guess he was leaning over Dilo, so they called the foul.
Okay, so we have this next action. Obviously, Evan starts with the ball, and I think it's hard to see. It's hard to see what happened before that. But we see a similar action where you're setting kind of a baseline screen. I think Dilo does a similar thing where he attacks, but that's kind of his game, right? He's very aggressive, loves to attack. It's why he's on the team, or one of the reasons. But I think he does a similar thing, but this time you just overpower and finish it. Now, a question, and I think we have a couple clips like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the physicality a little bit. So there are a couple games where the refs were doing a little bit too much, but in most games, the refs are just going to let you play, right?
Yeah, for the most part. They will let you play. I mean, sometimes things kick in. If you're a lower ranked team, you won't get the benefit of the doubt than the higher ranked team does. It's designed that way. The game is about participation. 3x3 is about participation. The more you participate, the more you play, the more you're around, the more people know you. The more the fans know you, the more the referees know you, the more the referees respect you, and as a result of that, you're gonna get the benefit of that because they get to know you. I mean, in this situation, we made a lot of mistakes here straight away. So if you start again, before when Evan starts with the ball with the top, and I'm actually I set a down screen for Dilo. You can't see it, and Evan spaces out straight away. Now what happens here is when I set the up screen, they actually switch. Now, two things, we make two mistakes. Again, Dilo's supposed to go to the corner. He's not supposed to go. Or he could shoot it. He could take a quick one dribble shot right there. And if he doesn't, he's supposed to dribble out to the corner. And see me right there, I'm supposed to seal that number 2 and have him on my back straight away. Plays over. An experienced team at this point, that's the easy 2 points. However, like I said, it's not a natural thing for us. So sometimes we're a bit slow in it. But again, this is simple basketball. If you catch the ball from the left, drive hard right. If the defender's close to you. If you catch the ball on the right, drive hard left. And that's all I did.
Yeah.
Put the ball here. He's on me close. Drove hard right. Evan gave me the space. And after that, I just made a one-on-one move and finished. Took my time.
And maybe, so you can actually see here, maybe in 5v5, a lot of teams will help a lot.
Yeah.
But in 3x3, right, 2s cost you so much.
Yeah.
For someone like you or someone that's a forward that can drive, you might have a one-on-one situation because they don't want to leave shooting guards.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
D'Lo and Evan can shoot pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even here, he probably helped too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't like to help. You don't like to help in 3x3. Yeah, that's why a lot of people who play 5-on-5 can't play 3x3 because they'd be too much of a liability defensively, or offensively. Sometimes, like you're expected to hold your own yard, guard your yard.
Yeah. So what we have here is like that horn setup that you was mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is Hafiz. Hafiz is just chilling, but you're like getting ready to get open because actually a lot of the times they can get that ball as soon as D'Lo throws it. If you're not sealing your man, they will come and get that ball, right?
Yeah, 100%. So again, I think this is Hafiz should have probably done a better job of acting like he was going to get the ball because he knew he wasn't going to get the ball. He started the way he started because if he'd been posting up straight away, he's got a smaller guy in it. You know, if the guy was reaching in, you'll see some of the other teams, they'll get a quick bucket off of this. If someone's out of position, they'll spin off, throw the ball over the top. Like these type, like the play starts as soon as the ball's in the guy who checks his hands. You know, after you check, there's an opportunity to score there. And even if they guard you well, then you know, you might fake the back door and then come off the handoff and you're even more open. Do you understand? Like there's so many ways of creating an advantage. So that's why like I'm a bit more used to it because I've played more positions. So that I've been the big, I've been the wing. So in this situation, I'm posting up before the ball's even in play. So now Hafiz is creating the contact before things are happening. You see that?
Yeah. And what we see here is, like we just mentioned, you have the 2-man action, and especially with some of the guys that guard you in 3x3, they're probably going to be a little bit slower than you.
Yeah. So
when they have the 2-man action over here, that opens up, just a rip through and go. I think what I've seen in tournaments in the UK is people start putting it on the ground. They want to do tween. But what you just do here, you just rip through, strong drive, and I guess this is, let's see, it's a dunk.
Yeah.
Now this is actually why I have the clip. So I want you to talk about like what the ref is like, because I think people, I'm not sure if I have like delay of game in here too, but there are some rules that are a little bit different. Like they want to keep the game flowing, and there's some things that, and I think I saw it in the Commonwealth footage too, and some of the Commonwealth like sometimes we're not always aware, especially since in the UK in GB we're relatively new compared to these other teams.
Yeah.
So can you talk about a little bit about some of these rules and what this ref is saying to you?
So basically, I held on to the rim because I'm swinging.
Yeah.
The guy was underneath me, so I didn't want to get hurt, right? But I thought it was a bit crazy for him to just kind of run through. Now, afterwards, I didn't know him at the time, but afterwards, he's a nice guy. He didn't mean to do that to me, but he was trying to get going with the play. I guess he felt embarrassed or whatever. He's trying to get going with the play. Now, I didn't think he had an opportunity to do that, but what the referee told me was he's not in the wrong because they're actually told by FIBA to keep the action moving. They don't want like breaks in the play. They want to keep it going. So anything that kind of interrupts that, you know, and they have to make a bang bang decision. So maybe like he didn't see it that way. Maybe someone didn't see it one way or whatever. But the game is designed to keep flowing. So even though I was hanging on the rim,
Yeah.
Technically I was in the wrong, but I didn't see it that way. But
and along with that, like flow of game, right? I think people are starting to catch on now. But once you, let's say that dunk, let's say the ball just drops in, you can't touch it, right? You can't touch it inside that charge circle.
Can't touch it. That's an automatic. First time it's a warning. After that, it's a technical.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's this game, but I think you get the first warning and then the technical after that. I'm not sure if it's this game or another game.
Yeah, we got hit with a few of those this summer. Just from again, it's some of the stuff is not second nature. So like it happens. But even like back to what you said, like guys put the ball on the floor a lot because I mean a lot of guys, especially in the UK, a lot of guys think they're one-on-one guys, think they know how to play one-on-one, or think they're like really good at one-on-one play, but it takes them too long to get into the move, it takes them too long to be efficient, or too many dribbles. And quite frankly, like a good one-on-one player, like it's gonna be a blow by. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so like that on that play, it was a blow by. Like that's when you go on one-on-one. That you got, like I said, it's a setup. The one-on-one doesn't just happen there. Like you know what you can do, and that's where the counters come from. You know, like that's why like some of the players who are really good, like they'll attack their guy in that move. So say if he was to recover in that instant, that's when the counter's gonna come out. Yeah. But really good one-on-one players, it's quick, it's efficient, it's clean, it's like it's clear what you're doing. And if it's not like that, then you should be on offense.
Yeah. So we have another action here, but this time instead of having D'Lo at the elbow, we have you at the elbow.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is meant to be a handoff play, but it's a really good fake handoff, and then you give it to him. You give it to Evan Lay, who just lays it up. So let's just.
So again, this is a typical 3x3 action, and it's because of the spacing. You know, you can't. They have a choice to make. Like if Evan's defender goes underneath the screen, you're leaving Evan wide open for a shot. Like right there, basically. Right. If he's chasing him, it's tough because you're always going to be behind him. If my man drops off, then I've got a dunk. Then you know, it's very hard. It's very hard, very difficult action to guard. And yeah, it's just you're gonna see this a lot in 3x3. Like this is a Jokic play. If you think about Jokic, like you know, like the Nuggets, they throw the ball to him at the elbow a lot, and guys are cutting off of him, going around. Especially like you know the bigger guys like Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, even Jamal Murray. Like guys will Christian Braun. Guys are gonna make cuts off of Jokic, use his body as a screen, and at 7 feet, he just throwing the ball over the top.
And especially, so we don't have no professional 3x3 league, or I don't think any teams in the UK. But a lot of the guys you're playing at the international level play for some professional team, and they might have even played 5v5 professional too.
Yeah.
And so if they switch this, automatically you know, hey, like I'm gonna eat because now I've got a smaller guy on me. If they go over, which they did, Evan's just gonna lay it up. If they go under, Evan's just gonna step back and shoot. So it's just reading and reacting, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of things. So we have a play in this play that I could have given Evan the ball and set a screen at Evan's man. And and in that situation, it goes back to the play where I said like D'Lo and I made a mistake. As soon as I set that screen, I'm sealing the guy, so Evan would just throw the ball over the top. That's an easy two. If they try and switch, I would screen my own man, because as they switch, Evan's man's going to me. I'm screening my own man, so he can't get out to Evan. Evan's supposed to shoot that ball.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what. It's not like, oh, you do something. No, you shoot the ball. You know, when you're open, you shoot the ball. You have to.
So you have years and years of professional 5v5 experience. If you're a 18-year-old kid, 17, 16, and you fall in love with 3x3, how do you learn all of the stuff we're talking about? Like, how do you get those reps in, right? I think part of the reason people fall in love with 1v1 is I can go to the park by myself and work on that 1v1 game.
Yeah.
How do I work on, the fake handoff and attack?
It's difficult. I mean, I think the best way to learn the game at any level is you got to learn from the. I mean, the same way like when you get on the court, the first thing you do, you start close to the basket, right? You work on your form shooting. What you're supposed to work on your form shooting, work, work on your form, work on your technique, and work your way out. But it's the same with this. The same with anything in basketball. You have to learn the post. Like this is all post moves. You know, if you think about any of the stuff, the footwork, the shots, the getting down, coming down the screen, it's all post work.
Yeah.
If you're good at that initially in the post, because in the post, like if you're defending the post, that you got to learn how to kind of navigate through cross screens, down screens, and then get to the next action. And that's the same thing that happens further out on the court. And that's why sometimes some of the guards, you'll see them seeding bigger players or, in 3x3 because these are guards who they understand that aspect of the game. So as a young player coming up, if you want to be really effective, that's why you hear like top level guards when they really get good, like even Kyrie Irving. Kyrie plays in the post. I know he's got the handles, I know he's got the finishes, but the better you get at the game, the more effective you are in the post, pretty much. Because that is the foundation of the game.
Yeah, people won't realize, but Evan and D'Lo are not small guys.
No,
they can play in the post. They can post up.
Yeah,
and actually in 3x3, everyone can pretty much shoot the free ball, and everybody can post up.
Everyone. It's not like fives where some people shoot, some people post up, some people play the pick and roll, some people you have the things that you want to get to in 3x3, but pretty much everyone can do everything, and everyone needs to be able to do everything.
So I'm not sure what I got here. So this is interesting. So I'm not sure we can actually see it, but there's actually a cross screen that happens before the ball screen.
Yeah.
So you can see it partially, which causes, I think this is Hafiz's man to be late or coming on the ball screen.
Yeah. So again, this speaks about inexperience. If you look at this section right here, D'Lo's supposed to. So this is something that, in 3x3, like I said, you don't go inside the 3-point line. If you're a guard, if you're big, if you're using the screen, you don't go inside the 3-point line. You go to the side. Like D'Lo needs to stay outside the 3-point line, because if he keeps going, if he takes one more step, he's wide open for a three. However, because he goes in, he allows Hafiz's defender to engage him. Now, in that moment, Hafiz is supposed to keep number two. These guys have been playing. He's experienced. Look at him. He's like, I have to get back on the onside, otherwise it's an easy pass over the top. Now, Hafiz in that moment, he's thinking about popping, because it's natural for him, because that's how he would play 5-on-5, because there's other defenders out there. He's not thinking, oh, this is an easy scoring opportunity. But if Hafiz was to sit him straight away, and Hafiz is really good at this. D'Lo goes wider. So it don't matter how, you just get it over the top, just forward. Hafiz is going to get that as an easy score. But instead, look, we make everything more difficult for ourselves. We have to, we go into a pump fake, one dribble, kick back, and these are talent buckets. The reason we've done so well is because our talent level was so high, and it allows us to compete. However, when the talent isn't talenting the way you want it to, because it doesn't always do that, then the experience needs to kick in. When our experience catches up with our talent, then you see we made that bucket. Hafiz made a great shot, tough shot. D'Lo made a good pump fake, one dribble, kick back, but it didn't have to be that difficult.
And I guess that's where the biggest gap was on the international stage, right? Like when I'm watching, I'm like, actually, we're as talented as the other guys, maybe even more talented than some of the teams. But that experience, once you get to 15 points, once you get to 12 points, and now it just seems easy for the Serbias or the Latvias or the other teams,
And the more talent buckets make you tired, they make you tired. And this is a game of it's a game of conditioning, really. It feels, playing 3x3 at a high level feels like you're on in continuous 17s. So imagine you do a 17, finish, do another one, finish, do another one, finish, dead ball, sit down. One person gets to sit down, so the other three keep going. It's You're tired.
I think that's a
You get
good
tired.
point too, right? Like the subs rotation. Are you guys subbing like every dead ball someone's coming out? And
Every,
really, for people that don't know, there's no coach there. The coach is in
no,
the stand somewhere. Julius
no,
is in the stand somewhere, and the coach cannot say anything. Not
no.
allowed to say anything.
It's a technical. If the coach
Yeah.
says something, it's technical.
So you guys have to kind of like monitor yourself, police yourself. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're one of the vets, so your voice holds a little bit more weight. But actually, everyone's pretty much equal in
Yeah.
in say, right?
Yeah, no, everyone is. I mean, we rely on each other to keep each other accountable, to let each other know what's going on. It's a lot of responsibility, and like you said, like we're subbing ourselves. So the way we did it on rotation. Just dead ball, one person goes, next person goes, other person goes. But that's why you have to be able to kind of do everything too, because like the situations change, the lineups change.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's not many teams we've played where like maybe they just like got like someone who's really really big or just. But I mean, even that situation, guys, you got to be able to hold your own weight.
So I'm definitely interested to hear. So I think the next couple of clips are from when you was playing in Germany.
Yeah.
What you found the difference on the international circuit to the
Mhm.
pro circuit. I'm sure there's a lot of crossover because some of the players are really the same players.
Yeah.
But actually, some of the players are not the same players. So let's see this clip. I think I put this first clip because when I do breaking down a lot of the plays, I do transition too. And here we have a transition offense where you basically you get the rebound, you pass it out, and actually the shooter's waiting there for that outlet, and he just shoots it straight away. Obviously, I don't know him that well, but he looks like he can shoot pretty well.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening here?
So the biggest difference in this from this team to the GB team is the overall experience level was higher. It wasn't as talented as our GB team, but like that, for instance, like that guy, his name's Kelvin, right? And Kelvin, he played for the Nigerian 3x3 team, and they actually came second in the AfroBasket, I think 2 years ago. And in that situation, like he knows what he does, so he's always in those situations. We get a rebound, he's in the corner and then right there for me, this is something I've learned too. Remember this? So this is maybe like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the Euro Cup. So again, I'm getting more experience. So on that rebound, how we play at home, like rebound, kick it out, you're getting back out, you're clearing the 3-point line. Now in this situation, I kick it out and straight away I'm sealing. So even if I don't shoot it, if he throws it down to me, I'm finishing. And if all the guy can do, he's behind me. So all he can really do is foul me. So I'm just fighting to keep him behind me no matter what happens.
Yeah.
But in that situation, that's a great shot in the corner, kick out, shoot it, get your twos up. We haven't had to work super hard for that shot. There's no dribbling. You haven't gone, But again, that's clean 1-on-1. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
let's see this next clip. I think this is what you was talking about, right?
Same thing.
You get the rebound, you pass the outlet and seal straight away, almost where you got the rebound.
Yep.
Comes back to you, and then you finish.
Yep.
Easy finish for you.
But again, you see, all of this is like it's easier work now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, it's just my experience. So I know now in this situation, compared to a couple of weeks before, just be patient. Like the clock is going. I know it's 12 seconds is fast, and at first it feels so fast. But if you're patient, because we had the action on the side, so Kelvin, he actually went the other way before he came back this way, which means his defender is chasing him. And again, Kelvin, like I said, you don't go inside the 3-point line. Like the fact that he stayed out there, it makes a big difference. My defender had to step up higher. Now, if you remember Dido, he would take that one step down, so the defender actually engaging him, which makes that pass a little bit more difficult. It makes it a little bit more dirty, a little bit muddier.
Yeah.
So Kelvin, because he went there, as he elevates, my defender's in no man's land. His defender's behind me. It's an easy run to the basket. And there's nothing in this situation. There's nothing anyone can do. Same thing here. Before I get the ball, I engage my defender. They switch, and again, I could attack this guy, but that's the first action. They switch that one. So that before I get the ball, I engage my defender. I push him off a little bit. He's on me here. Number 4 is on me.
Yeah.
Play it a little bit. I push him off to get the ball. You have to be physical. So now they switch, and now the guy's in between. He has to switch again. You understand? Like this, we've to get here, we've done 3 actions really quick. Boom, boom, boom. He just missed the play at the end. I could have probably finished it myself, but I thought he was wide open. He mistimed his jump.
So you had your first action here. Oh no, there's an action before that.
So the first action comes on the weak side.
Yeah.
Kelvin screens down, and he actually just kind of goes down for the ball. I fake the handoff. They switch. Now the guy who's at the basket, he started on the left, moved to the right. Now he's playing defense on 2 guys. And that last action, actually, this is what they taught us in Serbia. If you're going for a dribble handoff, like in this situation, and the guy, the defender, is chasing your guy, don't stay for the screen. Get out quickly and get downhill, because it's a 2-on-1 situation that you saw. If the guy is close to your defender, you stay and you set the screen and get him off your guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right here, he's off him, and I screen my own man, and I'm telling him shoot the ball.
Yeah. So actually, these type of screens you see a lot in Europe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're taught as much here. But at least at the professional, at the higher levels, we're seeing these kind of I'm not sure what they're called, like inverted screens, where it's kind of like you're screening with your back rather than like the regular front screen.
I'm just trying to be in the way of my guy without moving, and that's just how it happened. Because he's got the decision to make. Do I go all the way out? Do I kind of stay with him? Is my guy coming back? So I didn't mean to screen with my back like that. It just happened that way because I'm trying to screen my own guy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, some coaches actually teach that, like screen, like they'll say like screen with your back because it's a quicker roll.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here.
They catch us in a quick
I think this is so I include this, I think, for the transition.
Yeah.
So if we go back just a little bit, okay, they catch you guys, but I'm watching you here, like what you're doing. So just talk me through what you're doing. So you see it go in.
So right here, if you get blown by in 3x3, don't chase it. Don't try to block. Like, give the points up. It doesn't matter. Like right now we're up 10-5. They scored because it's not 2 points, it's 1 point. Let them score their 1 point. But straight away, what I'm doing is I'm telling him, get the ball out. Hurry up. He's looking at me. I'm telling him, get the ball out. Hurry up. I'm sitting this guy. You know, my job is to keep him behind me, and your job is to make a good pass. So even right then, he tries to get in front of me, but all I've got to do, I've got to just kind of secure that space behind me, hold the ball over the top, easy finish. And that happened straight away. So even there, I could have looked for it, but I didn't. But again,
so here's what I think, like, and I think that's why I included it. So the last play, you got the seal.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably thinking, oh, the seal's gonna come again. And you immediately say, hey, give it to this guy. And you're seeing the play the next 1 or 2 passes.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, give it to him. I'm gonna come set a screen for him.
Again, I think that's my experience just from playing like 5-and-5 and just playing, like, playing lots of different positions. Like I've seen it. So right now on that wing, in the transition, when we kick it out in that situation, you kind of have to, a lot of times you have to know what you're doing in basketball before you even get the ball.
Yeah.
You have to understand the spacing. You have to understand who's in front of you, who's not in front of you, where your players are. And in that situation, because I didn't have the seal straight away, we have to go to the next thing, and that's how we play our transition, and that was a play for us also. So if you go to the next one, 1 second. So right there, Alex caught the ball in the wing, and he had no advantage. Remember, we were talking about advantage. If you have no advantage, you got to make a play, and making a play is either passing it, going for a dribble handoff, screening away, make a play. And because he passed it straight away, and because I didn't wait, I sprinted up for the screen. Now my defender's behind, and Anthony came off the pick. Now again, should have come up wider, so shouldn't have gone into the 3-point line. Should have gone wider, look for the two, because twos are more valuable than ones. But because we had good spacing, we were going quick, caught them off guard. We were able to get an easy score. But you see how much cleaner some of these scores are in this compared to how we were scoring with GB.
Yeah.
And that's really what you're trying to achieve in 3x3.
So right here, not sure number three's name, but I've also seen, so he's actually ultimately he's going to come off and try and come and get a handoff. But I've also seen teams actually try and seal here.
100%. What? Because why wouldn't you? So look at it. Like right now, you could get that seal, or even if the guy's, if he's higher than you, get that over the top pass. Like there's so many.
So
and
if
again,
he tries to stop you coming getting that handoff, that
Yeah,
means it's high.
it's a
So
back
you
door.
seal.
Yeah, it's a back door.
Otherwise, he's low and just go get the ball.
Yeah, if he's behind you, if he's low, go get the ball. If he's high, seal, score. And again, like that's the difference in like top level basketball. You know, like you hear that especially in this country, you hear a lot of young guys or a lot of people who play, you know, just the way we play one-on-one basketball. They'd be like, I could cook him, or I'm better than him, or like you're not better than him because he can score more efficient than you, quicker than you, and he can score within the offense. You know, that's like the best scorers. This is what they do. They get their buckets quick and within the offense. Like you have to learn even when you play 5-on-5, yeah. Because this is a typical play. This would be like an elbow play, and like the guard will come off, go down, set like a little cross screen for the big, and then he come off the, you know, like a down screen or something. And in those moments, like most guys, they want to come off the screen at the top and shoot the three, or run the pick and roll and then score off the pick and roll. But if you can show your coach that you can score in like multiple ways before that, then you become more valuable. Like ultimately, him coming off at the 3-point line and catching the ball at the 3-point line, that's the last option.
But this guy doesn't even, they switch, but it's not an aggressive switch.
I scream my own guy again. He doesn't shoot the ball the first time, which I don't know why he did that, but and again, because he came inside the 3-point line, he actually, you see how he makes it easier for defenders.
Yeah.
Even if you want to dribble, he's supposed to come like more towards the top of the key, and he'd be even more open.
I think talent just takes over here, and he makes it.
It's a talent bucket, you know. Great shot, you know. It's a talent bucket, but again, what if he misses that? You know, now you've given them. Now, if he misses that, you're giving them an opportunity to get back in the game when you had an advantage and you didn't take a shot that you were supposed to take.
Yeah. So the question I have, I think this is the last kick actually, but the question I have for you here is, so you do the handoff. What I would see and what I've done myself is, hey, I'm a post up and I'll wait here 3-4 seconds or 2-3 seconds, but you don't get it for a second. You're like, okay, let me come and do something else. Is that intentional? Is that not intentional?
No, it's intentional because again, it's something I learned in 5-on-5. If you want to be a scorer, if you score the ball, you're active, then you're more of a threat and you dictate the action pretty much. Like if I sit back in the post now, I'm waiting for him to decide like, oh, okay, I'm gonna throw you the ball, or maybe I'll throw it back to the other guy. But if I don't get the ball where I want it straight away, but I make the decision before other people make the decision, they have to lead off of me. So you hear like, you know, like Steph Curry, they'll be like, oh, he's in such great shape. He keeps moving, he's always moving around. Yeah. And but that's how he dictates the offense. You know, like he's literally telling them, oh, I'm moving, so you don't have to move off of me. So in this situation, I get the ball in the dribble handoff. I fake the first one, and I kick it over to Anthony, and I get a switch. And I mean, he could have shot the ball there. He don't shoot the ball. He's not ready to shoot the ball. He's dribbling. I think I have a post up, but he doesn't. I can see it in his eye. I just knew he wasn't passing the ball in that situation. You get what I'm saying? Rather than be frustrated about it, I go on to the next action to give myself another chance to get the ball.
Yeah.
Now he ends up going for the pull up, and again in 3x3 that's a bad shot because you had the two. I think he had like two opportunities. Like even if you went to the side, he had two opportunities. Can't say the word to shoot the two, but he goes in and shoots the one. He misses, so we end up getting nothing out of it. But you have to keep moving to give yourself a chance to stay effective. Now, remember, I said it feels like you're running continuous 17, so it can be very difficult to do that. But that's really how you end up becoming one of the better players and keep giving yourself opportunities to be effective.
Do you think we in the UK and in GB, like we said, we have the talent, and actually in many cases have better talent? Do you think we have the ability to play at this level? Obviously, you're playing. There's some team, Warriors have gone on tour. But there's a couple teams that have gone on tour. But at this pro circuit level, do we have the IQ? Do we have the structure with certain teams?
I think the IQ is lacking, and I think a lot of the times that's because of how we're coached. You know, I think we're very, very good individually. But a lot of guys don't know how to play together. A lot of guys don't understand the concept of playing. Like, I mean, when I play in this, when I scrimmage in this country, guys don't. Like, you'll see guys, some guys like they'll check the ball at the top of the key and they'll stand at the top of the key for the whole possession. Or, you know, some guys stand in the corner the whole possession. Like, one of the first things I was taught as a young player was like, you know, you screen to get open. You know, so if you screen away from the ball, or like there's three things you're supposed to do when you catch the ball. You pass the ball, you drive the ball to score or create a play, or if you can't do any of those, you shoot the ball, you drive the ball to score, or you pass the ball. Now, when you pass the ball, there's other things you're supposed to do. You're either supposed to cut straight away, so make a basket cut. You make a basket cut away, or screen away. You know, bring someone else to the ball.
Yeah.
When you're away from the ball, you know, you can screen towards the ball, so someone else goes away. Now you have to create motion.
Yeah.
I think watching 3x3 is like super important to kind of start learning the IQ and watching it and then comparing it to what you see in EuroLeague. Like the best players, like they have this. The best EuroLeague players can play 3x3. I think ability-wise, almost anyone can play 3x3, but then, you know, like I said, you got to play defense, you got to be physical, you got to understand what you're trying to achieve. You know, you got to understand, you know, the concepts, and the better you understand them, like the better of a player you'll be. That's why you'll see guys here in 3x3, you'll see them, you'll be like, oh, I don't know if he's that good, but they'll cook you. They'll cook you, and it's not of handles, it's just of movement, of footwork, you know. And then if you have the game after that, you know, you can shoot the ball, you can dribble the ball after that, then, you know, then you have a big time advantage. But honestly, like, understanding these concepts is key.